Hello composers and creators, it's Zach Heidi, and today I want to talk about content creation as a composer. Over the years in my career, I've come to realize that what I do, making YouTube videos and composing, it's not unheard of, but it is relatively rare, and I think the trend is starting to shift more in this direction. So I thought it would be a good idea for me to talk about my own experience balancing both of these kind of careers. There's definitely differing schools of thought on if this is the right way to approach composing for a living. And spoiler alert, of course, there is no right way. Some people think you should focus exclusively on your craft, so just keep your head down and just write. Some people think it's all about who you know, so just focusing on building your network. Some people think you need to be famous as an artist in your own right before you can get these opportunities. And I sort of feel like with most things, the best answer is somewhere in the middle. For me, content creation has been a great way to blend both my interests and the values I have as a creative person. So today I'm going to talk briefly about my story, but also kind of what I would recommend if you want to be a content creator and a composer. If you find this helpful, I hope you'll leave a like. I'm doing my YouTube plug now. Subscribe for more content. It helps people find this kind of information, and it also just helps me to grow, which of course is great for everybody, I hope. So very briefly, for those of you who don't know my story, I've been composing pretty much since I was out of the womb. Before I hit my teens, my dad decided to launch a YouTube channel for me to showcase my piano playing. YouTube was kind of running on the sidelines, so I never really focused on it, but my channel actually did pretty well at that time. We were getting tens of thousands of views on, little piano covers when I was a kid. It really wasn't until college that I started to pay more attention. I met a guy named Frank Tedesco. I'm sure some of you on this channel know him. He's also a pianist and a composer. He has a great YouTube channel called Tedesco Creations. And he and I began a kind of ongoing joint collaboration where we do piano duets. We both moved to Tennessee in 2017, and we launched our channel Frank and Zach Piano Duets. Now that channel did very well. We still have 300,000 subscribers to date, and on that channel we would do things like wacky intros, we'd wear crazy costumes, we'd incorporate lots of crude humor, but we'd also play piano arrangements that we worked really hard on that were relatively technical and challenging. Working with Frank on that channel taught me a lot about YouTube and the value that it can provide. As that channel grew, I decided to take my own channel a bit more seriously, shift the focus a little bit. So I stopped doing piano covers on my channel and I started doing more educational content. I would do Q&As, I would talk about cues I wrote, I would do mixing and mastering tutorials, orchestration breakdowns, pretty much basic versions of the more advanced stuff that I'm doing now. So from 2017 onwards, my channel kind of just gently floated, gradually growing, nothing too crazy. But when we were all quarantined in 2020 from COVID, I noticed some significant things happening. The change wasn't necessarily through my channel's growth because it's been, slow but steady, but I noticed I was getting a lot more people reaching out to me about work, paid work, and the call or email would always start, "Hey Zach, hope you're doing well. I saw your mock-up video on YouTube, and I was wondering if you could help me with a project." Now, when this first started happening, it kind of blew me away because I was like, composers watch YouTube? But I came to realize a very important lesson that I still hold very strongly to, and that is provide value for people, and they'll provide value back. I'm really into the subject of business, and I follow a YouTube channel called The Future, which is a great channel for graphic designers. And on that channel, Chris Do talks about how one proves their expertise. He talks about how companies will often give things away for free to their customers. Little things, not major, big package deals, but just little pieces of information or knowledge, things that'll brighten someone's day, things that'll teach them something new. And as a result, it provides value to the customer and builds rapport between the customer and the company. And I can speak to that on a personal level. I am a big coffee lover. I own a Gaja espresso machine, which I love. And when I followed Gaja's Instagram channel, they started posting free recipes for great tasting coffee. Now they've done two things for me by doing that. Well, three things. They gave me great coffee, which is good. They provided value for me and engagement, and they've built my trust to them as a reputable company. So by using YouTube or Twitch or any form of content creation as a way to provide value for people, to teach them something, it also showcases your expertise. When you can talk about something knowledgeably to somebody else and teach them something, you're proving your expertise to them. And even if they already knew what you were talking about, it just showcases that you know what you're doing. The other huge benefit of being a content creator is people don't just know what you do, they get to know who you are. I've talked about this before in a previous video, but there's a lot of good composers out there. There's a lot of good musicians out there. Unless you are the top of the top, exceptional artist, odds are you're gonna be hired for more than just your craft. And a big factor in that is usually your personality. Do you make people laugh? Are you easy to be around? Are you approachable? Are you knowledgeable? Are you patient? Are you fashionable? Are you handsome? Getting comfortable on camera and showing people who you really are is a great way to build trust between you and your audience. My approach has always been that I talk to the camera as if I'm talking to one person. I try very much to do that instead of saying, "Hello, my people, and thank you. 40,000 of you, it's wonderful to see you." And of course, you could go and look at my old YouTube videos, and I don't talk like I do now. I mean, I was a lot more stiff and nervous in front of the camera. But I truly, truly believe that for many people, being able to make content effectively, if you're a good educator, if you enjoy making videos in the first place, doing this kind of path can be really beneficial towards your non-content creation goals. Now, of course, like making YouTube videos, it's not for everybody. Some people don't like it at all. Some people don't like being in front of a camera. Some people just don't want to educate, and that's okay, and that's fine. It's definitely not for everybody. All I can say is, if you're considering it and something's holding you back, maybe some kind of stigma about what it means to be a YouTuber, or this pressure maybe you feel that you have to only be writing music and only networking, I would just encourage you maybe to take a step back from that and just consider that there's no right answer to how to succeed in this industry. And the more open you are to trying new things and adapting to this constantly changing industry, the better off you'll be. I'm so grateful to be a creator in a time like this where we can share our ideas so fluidly on Facebook forums, on YouTube, on Twitch. I mean, you can see artists and composers and creators that you'd have to pay master classes to get into. You can just Google search them and find them on a YouTube video. I mean, it's incredible. The other problem we have, of course, is sifting through all the non-educative content. But nonetheless, I'm just grateful that I can kind of share my own knowledge and experience on this channel, on the internet, on this planet. Now, if you'd like me to talk more about this subject or others, please do me a favor and leave a comment below. It helps me to figure out what you're interested in. I'd love to discuss whatever I can to help you in your career. And if you'd like to support videos like this and help me keep this channel running, you can find my Patreon in the description. At the time of recording this, we're just one patron away from hitting 10, at which point I'm gonna be doing a monthly chat with all of my patrons, talking about whatever topics you want, or just hanging out. I hope you found this conversation helpful about kind of my experiences as a content creator and some of the benefits that I've found. Thanks again so much for watching. Stay tuned for next Friday. I upload every week, and I'll see you in the next video.